Boom! It is the Martin Fowler Scrum on a Monday, and we have Sam and Nico and Matt, and it's a bright sunny day here in London. And updates from me are that I have, what have I done? Well, I actually managed to clear my desk over the weekend, sort of in preparation for the we've got the AV. I've forgotten to post the things. We've got the AV conference coming up, and yeah. So if I share my screen, we can see here, maybe from this angle. You see from this angle, you still can't quite see it, but see like the it's that one. There we go. Look, desk. It's got the look surface. Ah. Surface. Look, there's a surface. There is a desk under there. I thought it was just junk, but actually it's anyway. So I'm quite pleased to have got that done. I just had a pairing session with Alex. He's sort of a DevOps specialist and premium member, and he actually was telling us lots of very interesting stuff about Jitsi that we didn't know, and we've started debugging some of the issues there and making some progress on some of the blocks there. So I'm quite pleased with that. That's fantastic. Other thing I've done this morning is I'm basically working through all of the premium members, reaching out to them to invite them to the conference, and just trying to make sure that all of our books and information and everything are up to date on that. Yeah, what have I got? There's no new blocks. There's just the general pile of admin that I kind of get stressed about. What have we got coming up? We've got the marketing meeting now on Mondays instead of the Elixir Mob. The Elixir Mob and the Marketing Mob have swapped. So it's marketing today, Elixir on Wednesday. Then there's the Autograders meeting and AV community meeting later on today. Yeah, and I'll just try and work through all this big admin backlog. That is me. Nico, you're in first. How are things with you?
Yeah, I'm working on the slides for the presentation of the website one. It will be awesome if you can take a look. I also pulled some data from the technology that we are using regarding the projects, and I did a little diagram. There are two, but I don't know. Maybe you can check and see what do you think. And I've been trying to see why the Federico repository was failing, the Phoenix one. And I think that this is because we don't have, I mean, what we are doing right now, we have projects that has many source repositories, right? But the way we define that the primary repository is we grab just the first one. So project.sourcerepositories.first. That is so for example, if they change that, if they have changed or updated something regarding the source repositories, we are all losing that reference. I mean, it is not going to be the same primary URL, the one that they think that they are setting up. So yeah, that's the problem. Then I think that we need to add a couple attributes, maybe to the source repositories, like I'm the primary. Yeah. And yeah, with that, it will be fixed. And we should remove the methods on the project model. But yeah, that's
cool. Maybe we can have a review at the end of the session. Yeah.
Cool.
Great. Fantastic. Let's go on to Matt. Hey, Matt, how are things going with you?
Good. Yeah, I this weekend did some studying on the MOOC. Got through the homework for week 2, and while I was doing that, I read something about params that gave me an idea, because on that project I'm working through, I noticed a bug that when you try to create a sale without any products, it actually comes up with an error, because the way I set it up, like it tries to add the product IDs to the sale, and it's trying to find a product ID with the ID of 0, and so it was coming up with an error instead of getting to the model and then kicking back and saying, hey, you can't add product IDs with and no product IDs. So then I came up with a hack where it was like checking in the controller for product IDs, but then I didn't like it, because it's like, well, I'm checking in the controller for that, and then I'm also putting validate presence in the model. But then when I was doing the homework, I read something about params that gave me an idea, and I was able to refactor that and just reject any product IDs with a product ID of 0, since that doesn't exist. And then we had our 2 pair programming sessions, which are, I guess, like the default is 2 hours now per session. So I don't know how that's going to be for people watching the videos, but apparently they've been viewed. The one for Saturday has been viewed 5 times. So I don't know who's watching, but
Yeah, doing well.
Yeah, and we got through week 1 homework. We spent most of all the day on Saturday just talking about regex, which is quite interesting, and trying to understand and using the rubular and stuff like that. And yeah, today I'm going to try to finish up a couple tickets for Championer 1. And pair on that, and also waiting to see, maybe we're going to pair on the Hundfunk mit Bestman with Robert to try to get to that new feature into a PR. And yeah, I don't have any blockers, so yeah, I guess that's me.
Yay! Woohoo. Good stuff, Matt. Excellent. Cool. All right, we are into the after scrum. We're done. With obviously the special after scrum movement. Yeah, I guess the issue that you're working on there, Nico, on website 1. I guess
I wrote all the info in the Slack channel. If you want to see it, screenshot and all the thing.
And I I mean, the funny thing is that like we're sure that the thing it's running like daily, right? It's sort of set up in Heroku. Yep. To run daily, and the other repos are being updated correctly. I guess the particular thing, I mean, there was one issue, which is like it might not be particularly the repo that you want is the one that's kind of being pulled in, and that was one thing. And I opened it. There's a ticket for that. I think that the one for Federico, he tried. It seems like so if we look at local support. This has like definitely pulled in the latest stuff from there.
Yeah.
For the Phoenix one, it is pulling in some stuff. I think and so I assume that the fact that we've got Phoenix one here in the top of the list implies that it's going to be the first repo, right? And he added
no.
No. Okay. It might not be. And he's
because
got
you have waffle there. Yeah.
Oh, so he's got waffle.
Because when we get the GitHub repo, we are doing a match, right? And that match is parsing the last 2 parts. That it says Agile Ventures and the name of the repository.
Yes.
But the whole URL is. Yeah,
it happens to be waffle, but so I think he was hoping that having created a pitch.md here would override. But I see actually, that's not it's not the README there. Where is he getting the README from? Presumably, it's from
I don't know,
like one of these other ones. It's interesting that he's put both the waffle links.
FN.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the one that happens to be the first. But so okay.
And because that was the first one, it was pulling the SFN.
And although again, like actually, if we look at he's getting this one. It's like he's getting. I think it must be SFN client here. This is like create React app. Yeah. So it's pulling it out of there. So if he wants to override it in the short term, he needs the pitch.md to be in here. So you're absolutely right that we need to like let people specify it. But if he wants a short-term fix, he needs to put pitch.md in there. Do you know what I mean?
And I have tried to switch. That's the other thing. I say, okay, I have the prod data, so I'm just going to switch the URLs, right?
Yeah.
And I try to do that, but after that, every time I do like project.source repositories, it kind of changed. I don't know why the order is changing. It is not bringing or using the created add. So one of the fixes that we can do, one quick fix, is that we can sort the source repositories every time that we are going to do that relationship and sort it by the created attributes. So the first one that was created is going to be always the same.
Yeah, that all sounds good. Yeah, so we've got a ticket. I mean, and I guess what we sort of want is the ability for a user the project manager to indicate this is the main code base.
I think that maybe a checkbox that is gonna be only clickable, like a check.
Yeah, for like radio button. So it was checkbox for one.
So, the radio button. Yeah,
good stuff. So I was gonna say, do add all stuff in here. You working on this just so that you get flagged with that if I get your name right. Okay, cool. Yeah, and so I think we've got like a little short-term fix for Federico, and we can tell him we were working on it. And yeah, cool. Okay, that's Scrum done. Scrum sorted. Good stuff. And yeah, I hope that you're not too discombobulated, Matt, by us changing the timing of the Elixir mob. I guess you might have been hoping to mob in a bit.
Actually, I just noticed that right now when you're talking. It for me, yeah, Wednesdays are a little bit more difficult, but not anything impossible. One other thing really quickly, that I thought was cool is this weekend when I was doing the homework for week 2 of the MOOC, I ended up pushing up to Heroku as part of the the homework, and I ran into that same page on Heroku that we ran into on Friday, where it was like
with the sort of generic error message.
Yeah, and I ended up going and using Heroku logs to figure out what it was and get that all sorted, and that was kind of cool.
All right. Good stuff. Yeah, I wish that page would mention if you're an admin, use Heroku logs, because that would like save people a lot of time. But yeah, far like a bug report with Heroku. But cool, good stuff. Excellent. Well, great to see you. Both fantastic. And then this week, so Nico, will you run the Modern Fowler tomorrow, and Matt, you'll do it on Thursday? Is that okay? I mean, that was I was hoping to get like my master plan is to get for each scrum, get one person to take a sort of a regular, so Will's doing the Kent Beck scrum every Friday, and I'm just trying to make sure that there's always somebody who can take the lead if I'm not there, if you know what I mean. So it's not kind of dependent on me happening. But yeah, I mean, and feel free to obviously it's not a commitment forever or for any week that you can't do it, just don't do it. But I'm trying to get into a pattern so everybody knows that they've got one scrum that they cover. So is Tuesday Modern Fowler is good for you, Nico, and Thursday
good for me. Yep.
Wonderful. Awesome. Thanks so much for your help. All right. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.